dot camera over the high-rise bridge in Pascagoula. That was some serious wind moving through, and that is the reason why we are on TV right now giving you an update. These storms can produce those kinds of winds. Very strong winds moving through, and then we also had the possibility for those few spin-ups. We had the spin-up that moved on shore, the water spout that moved on shore there in the Gulf Park Estates area, damaged a little bit of spots, and that's where we're seeing the live shot from earlier from Pat Gibson right there in Gulf Park Estates. And then we saw the straight line winds down there into portions of Pascagoula. There's a picture of a house. You see the debris in the street. A little bit of debris in the street, and it doesn't look like there's too much damage to that house from that angle. But other angles, and that we're going to be getting in throughout the day and giving you updates on throughout the day, probably going to show a little bit more damage there. We had the utility crews. You saw them going up and down the street just a moment ago. That is showing us that we did have some damage. A lot of plants knocked over there. Those are some heavy plants. I mean, that's not just light pottery there. Heavy pottery getting blown over by these strong winds that they just had in portions of Jackson County. And that's the whole reason why we're staying on air for this, as these strong winds continue off their way off to the northeast towards George County, Lucedale, and Highway 98.
Hey, Andrew, while you're looking at the reflectivity, what Andrew is showing is how the rate at which the rain is falling, how heavy the rain is. We're switching back over to how the winds are moving within that storm. Watching that storm now as it's moving into George County, it looks like right on top of Agricola on Highway 613. Let me circle this for you, and you can see that we're starting to see perhaps a little bit of some type of rotation trying to develop right on top of Agricola. It's not very strong, but again, we're in George County on Highway 613, just south of Highway 612. Watching this very closely, here's the thing. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning in George County. Tornadoes can and do pop up quickly within severe thunderstorm warnings. Typically, we see severe thunderstorm warnings very commonly across South Mississippi. But today, if there's ever a day that you took these very seriously, today's the day that you need to do it. Again, Agricola is starting to see a little bit of some type of rotation there. Not very strong. There's no tornado warning for George County at the moment. Severe thunderstorm warning. But just keep in mind, everyone in George County, from Lucedale to Latonia to Agricola to Bovella and just north of Harleston, all those areas need to be taking that seriously. Further south into Jackson County, we're looking at the winds within the storm, not seeing too much in the way as high winds are concerned, but again, not seeing the hurricane force winds that we're seeing, but still watching that circulation over into George County, Andrew.
Yeah, I'd say that the severity of the storms there in Jackson County themselves has gone down a good amount. Now, there's still the reason to stay in your safe spot, but right now, things are really starting to shift up into George County. That's where we're seeing a lot of the stronger winds. Yes, you are having probably some gusty winds in eastern portions of Jackson County, stretching from Pecan all the way on up into the Wade and Hurley communities. But the really strong stuff now starting to head off to your north and east into portions of George County, and even off to the east into portions of Mobile County. Now, there's your live look at the Bay St. Louis Bridge. Remember, we do have more showers and storms that are off to the west of these. They don't look as significant, but they could intensify and be more significant as we head throughout today. So, once again, that's what we're seeing over here. I was just looking at those earlier on. It doesn't look too much of an issue over there, but once again, the main concern right now, really, the storms moving from Jackson County into George County and Mobile County over in Alabama.
And Andrew, it looks like the National Weather Service has gone ahead and allowed the tornado warning for Jackson County to expire. We're still going to see the very heavy downpours just on the county line from Jackson County going into Alabama, but the tornado threat now down. The tornado warning has been canceled for Jackson County. So further off towards the north, we're still dealing with the very strong winds and the very heavy rain over Agricola, just south of Lucedale, crossing Highway 198. All of those locations still under the gun for very strong winds, very heavy rain, even up towards Shipman, up towards Agricola, Harleston, Tanner Williams, even extended over into Alabama now. We're starting to see those storms moving on through, but that tornado warning now expired for Jackson County. Here's the thing, though. We're watching these storms moving into Harrison County. These are beginning to intensify, and I would not be surprised if these start producing some strong winds, kind of like what we've seen with Jackson County. Andrew?
Yeah, we're still watching all of this very closely. Once again, a tornado watch in place for all of South Mississippi until 6 p.m. We're going to stay on top of that, keeping you updated. We also are about to see this tornado warning expire for Jackson County. Quick run through here. I want to show everybody what we're dealing with. A lot of tornado warnings off to our north. We also have the one in Jackson County that is about to expire within the next minute. The severe thunderstorm warning for George County. As we head throughout today, off and on showers and storms. That's going to continue. Don't go ahead and just pop right back up the Futurecast real quick. We're going to continue to see these off and on showers and storms through 2 p.m. Continuing our way throughout the afternoon. Just be expecting the fact that we could have more tornado warnings pop up. We're going to pop it back on over the radar. Show you all that this tornado warning here is just about to expire within the next minute. Remember, we're going to be on air throughout the day. We'll be on Facebook. We will be on the WX First Alert Weather app. Stay with us, and we'll keep you updated.